You hear that, fellas? That's the sound of a tapir. Or was it tapir? Or was it tapir? I don't know. Depending on where you are, the word tapir, or taper, there's different pronunciations. From what I understand, in the West they call it tapir, but throughout my entire life in Malaysia, almost everybody refers to it as a tapir. And I looked up somewhere in Singapore, they say tapir. And I think, and for me, I would say, I think I'm going to go with the Singaporean way because it sounds like a combination of the Western and the Malaysian way. So, anyways, hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger. Welcome to yet another fantastical live stream, and this time, happy World Tapir Day. For those who don't know, a tapir is basically a very strange looking animal that has a very small trunk. It's like a smallish elephant, but although it is more closely related to the rhino and the horse, it's part of the same group called odd-toed ungulates. Now, this creature only exists in there are only 4 different species of the animals. They're most commonly found in South America. This includes the South American tapir, which is found in Brazil or other places, the mountain tapir, which I believe is found in the Andes Mountains, and the Baird's tapir, which is like a one that's found in Central America. The only other species that's not found in the Americas is the Malayan tapir, which is only found in parts of Southeast Asia, including where I live, which is Malaysia. And I believe the Malayan tapir is the one people tend to recognize the most internationally. Yeah, I have seen plenty of zoos around the world where they housed in a Malayan tapir, including several UK zoos. And of course, it's kind of a national symbol from where I live. Now, for this occasion, we're going to do these particular tasks. Since a tapir is critically endangered, we need to try and protect them at all costs. And I was thinking for this challenge, we can rent a few tapirs for about an hour or so. Don't worry, they're very docile and shy. They can bite a bit, which is why they're still wild and not to be taken as pets in the real world. But in my live stream, you can house them if you like. In fact, these are the types of requests I will allow. There are 3 types of requests you can do. You can have the tapirs do something like eating, sleeping, anything. Or you can have the tapirs interact with the crossover characters. Let's say you want a tapir being hugged by, I don't know, SpongeBob SquarePants, Lincoln Loud, Star Butterfly, Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie, etc. Or you can even have a tapir dress up as any character, like he's from Mario, or he's dressed up as Ratchet, or he's dressed up as Master Chief, or whatever. The only types of requests I will not allow are tapirs in harm's way. If you request a tapir being badly injured or something like that, you're going to have to answer to me. Remember, I'm the guy who likes to protect endangered animals. Crossover characters dressing up as tapirs. Since there's only like 4 different species, it's not very exciting for crossover characters to dress up as tapirs. It's more exciting to have a tapir dress up as a variety of different characters. And of course, I'm also not going to include any prehistoric tapirs because I don't know them very well. I guess I know one that used to live in California, but that's extinct, and a giant tapir, but that's about it, really. So, anyways, which species who gets the first pick? Do you choose the Malayan tapir, the South American, the mountain, or the Bairds? let me know. Who's the first one? And if you like, you can use the super chat system for any off-screen requests, highly detailed and super complicated. Okay. I'll check that out in a moment. Thank you, Maria Diamondra. I'll check that out off screen. Oh, and thank you for the donations. Huh. Hartle Studios. So, Wadsworth Zane. Where do I know that person from? I think I might have heard them before. And let me look them up. And if you have nothing to ask, nothing to request, just ask me any question. Okay, so this is the character. Okay, so he's like Okay. I won't request anything. You're just here for support. Thank you, Andrew, good guy. Flowcat and showing an Oscar trophy of Mountain Tapir. Okay. Let me just revisit this one because. Yeah, never mind about the rule on the on-screen request because this one looks pretty simple. So here it is. I mean, at the very least, this one isn't too complicated. So now here's a funny thing about here's a little funny fact about tapirs. They have notice that they're supposed to be part of the odd-toed ungulate families, which means that the term odd-toed. It means that the you think with the name odd-toed, you think the animal would have 3 toes or less. They usually only have about 3 toes. Most hoofed animals have 4 or 2 toes. But horses only have 1 toe and rhinos only have 3 toes. The tapir apparently has 4 toes at the front, but 3 toes at the back. It's kind of like how a cartoon animal character is commonly drawn, having 4 fingers and 3 toes. So you could say that is a when I anthropomorphize the never mind. I was thinking of something strange, but never mind. Also, let me since this is a very simple request challenge, this thing will last for just about an hour. 30 minutes extra at most. No, too light. I know, I should be coloring this off screen, but I feel like I like to color this one for some reason. There we go. We have this is the best I could draw. I found a picture of Wadsworth Zane, and he's riding a tapir. I realized I made him a bit too small. I don't mind. I'll just consider him a teenager or a juvenile. Okay, so what's the next one? Okay, so okay, I got a bit too Alright, so next up is Alright. Oh, I know this one. It's I've heard about this character and the film winning an Oscar. Was it for Best Animated Feature or for Best Independent Animated Feature? I can't remember, but I think it might have won Best Animated Feature. Some people don't take the, even though it is quite an even though I would say it's quite an accomplishment that if the, wait, let me double check. Did Flo win Best? Did it win Best? Oh yes, it did win Best Animated Oscar, and it was the first indie animated feature to do so. But sometimes a lot of people don't really take the Oscars very seriously, even if they do win Best Animated Feature or something like that. I mean, they used to believe that Disney would only be the ones to be hogging the rewards. In fact, as of now, it's only the Disney animated films are nominated for Best Feature, for Best Picture. And there are only 3 animated features nominated for Best Picture. The first, of course, being Beauty and the Beast, and the second being Toy Story 3, and actually the second being Up, and the third being Toy Story 3. That's what I meant. None of them were winners. And on the opposite side, we got Thumbelina that managed to win a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Song for the song Dearie, Marry the Mo. And for a while it was the only animated feature to be nominated and win for something that's a worst picture. I mean, not worst picture. Win something at the Golden Raspberries. That is until the Emoji Movie came in and became the first animated feature to not only be nominated for worst picture, but also win Worst Picture. And also won three other rewards as well. And it's I don't know if this is quite an accomplishment or it's just really pathetic. Now you could argue that I don't know if Cats was also nominated for worst, but if it is, then do you think the Cats movie is live action animated, or is it mostly animated and the live action bits are only just the faces and some of the backgrounds, while almost everybody is completely CG'd or something like that? Because if that's the case, then the Cats movie would have also been another animated film to have a worst nomination, I think. Oops, I colored this all wrong. Now isn't this adorable? Okay, the cat's a bit too big, so let me shrink it a little bit. And it's you see it come black frowns with a blue. I'll perhaps correct the coloring of the toes off screen if I think they need to be. So here's the mountain tapir with the okay, let me shrink some of the characters a bit so there's a lot more room for them. Okay, next up is oh, I know that show. Some people accuse Robot Boy for being a ripoff of My Life as a Teenage Robot. Funny thing about me is that before I was more familiar with Robot Boy than I was with My Life as a Teenage Robot. In some respects, I can see it, but there's a bit of a key difference between Teenage Robot and Robot Boy. One, Robot Boy is mostly meant to be kind of a secret, where nobody really is supposed to see. Well, even if he does save the day, the people are not supposed to know that his owner is a little boy or something. And although one person knows who owns it, Dr. Kamikaze, and his henchman Constantine. But nevertheless, I still enjoyed both Robot Boy and Teenage Robot simultaneously. They do have their differences that make me enjoy both of them individually. In fact, I actually was introduced to Robot Boy through a Beano comic, believe it or not. They had a little Beano comic where Gus and Tommy took Robot Boy to a zoo, and they have to. And it said the professor said it was important for Robot Boy to learn something. I actually forgotten what actually was in the comic, but it ends with Kamikaze and Constantine on a tree full of bears, and Gus was eating some honey. I didn't fully. I didn't. I actually was considering Robot Boy to be one of my. I did consider Robot Boy as. Did I consider Robot Boy as one of my candidates for my most favorite cartoon of 2005, or did I not include that for some reason? Never mind. I'll try and remember off screen. So anyways, here's the Baird's Tapir. I will admit, it took me a while to remember to figure out what is the difference between a Baird's Tapir and a Brazilian Tapir. The Brazilian one is a bit more of a. I think I'll just have him rest like that. Yeah. The Brazilian one has a lighter coat of paint, while the Baird's one is a little bit darker and has a bit of a yellowish patch under its throat. I think I remember seeing that portrayal. In fact, when I remember my introduction to the Baird's Tapir was in the Zoo Tycoon 2, but I knew about the Brazilian Tapir through a book. Alright, that's the Baird's Tapir done. Next up is the another Malayan Tapir request. Oh, sure thing. Let's see here. Did they say blah blah blah? The saddest thing about tapirs is that not only are they critically in some of them endangered, not critically but still endangered, but they're also hunted down for meats and their hides, and they are facing deforestation. Around my area, I'm already seeing some of my favorite forests being cut down, and I think that's why I got a couple of civets living in on my roof. They try to call an exterminator, but they say they only hunt down. They're not interested in catching big animals. They only take down the small ones, like the rats or the tree shrews. They're not interested in taking down the big guys like these Malayan palm civet, which, in case you don't remember, I once took a video of that hanging in my house. And that was a nice little cute view of a tapir, of a civet in my house. That was not the only creature, though. I once had a Malayan Asian monitor lizard in my house as well. It was also living in our sewers for a short time. It was kind of like our equivalent of a sewer alligator. And we also have saltwater crocodiles and false gharials. So yeah, it's a bit of an urban myth for alligators to be living in the sewers, but that doesn't mean you won't encounter any reptiles living in the sewers, like snakes or lizards, including the monitor. What was Swordle Shell like again? Oh, now I remember. Well, at least it wasn't drowsy. Yeah, they say the character of Drowsy was inspired by the Malayan Tapir. Not only that, he was also perhaps inspired by a Baku or Big Beku, the tapir-like creature who is a bit of a reverse Freddy Krueger. He eats your nightmares and poops out good dreams. I did several takes on that in several of my pictures, like Trigger Happy with Spyro asking, "What's with the tapir, Trig?" "I'm just wondering if he can eat my nightmares and poop out good dreams." And the tapir just gave him a wet kiss. I didn't realize the dreams would be wet and sticky. And I did another one where I have Amity Blight from the Owl House sleeping under a Miratherium, which is a creature that kind of looks like a tapir, except it was an early form of an elephant, and from over 30 million years ago. That one got a bit of a... Okay, before I continue, let me go to the next page request. Okay, so this one is not a Malayan tapir this time. This one's a fictional species. I forgot to include that in. Drowsy. Yeah, speaking of which, anyways, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, so I made a little Amity Blight picture where I have her interact with the Miratherium, which again looks like a tapir, and she thought that with the Baku legend something, because since the Boiling Isles is known to have several mythical creatures which may or may have leaked into the human realm, I was thinking to myself, did the Boiling Isles ever have their own tapir legend? Their own Baku or Baku? How do you pronounce that thing again? So now that picture got a bit of controversy. So my original edit of that picture was that Amity said that perhaps the Miratherium, or Baku as she calls it, could eat the nightmares of her dating a boy. And in case you guys don't remember, Amity is a lesbian, which means she wouldn't eat any. She wouldn't really date any dudes. Maybe for practice date, but not as the real deal. Now somebody on the internet did not take that in context and thought it was a good dream, and they had the nerve to flag it as inappropriate, and then it caused my picture to be age restricted, and I was like super baffled for why somebody would be this offended to make my picture as age restricted as possible. Oh, I mean, I understand if you didn't like the picture and you thought the picture could have, you didn't like the picture, but to have it flagged as age restricted, like it's only for 18 plus, is probably the most baffling thing I've ever received from a picture, and there was no way to reverse it. So I had to edit the picture again and replace it with a bit more sensible dialogue, and and instead of having Amity having a nightmare about dating boys, she instead has nightmares about her mother, Odalia Blight, as a bit of a compromise. Now keep in mind that version is only for I'm trying to remember, what was it for again? Oh yeah, it's available on Spotify or something. No wait, it's not on Spotify. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that version is only on DeviantArt. The other version with the original boyfriend nightmare thing is available on Blue Sky and Twitter, believe it or not. Yeah, Twitter. The folks there were surprisingly very chill about my idea at first, my thingy at first. Yeah, heck, even the folks on Facebook were kind of okay with it, and they were super upset over any Amity dating a boy pictures. They want to preserve the fact that Amity is a lesbian and you're just straight washing and stuff. And some people, sometimes the Owl House fan community can be a bit scary at times. Kind of like the Loud House fandom, or the Rick and Morty fandom, or the Sonic fandom, or the Star Wars fandom. In fact, any fandom can be scary, or at the very least have some newsworthy controversies. I have been fans of some of them, and I'm no stranger to controversy, especially during the Skylander days with the Spyro redesign. Also, the person asked me a question. Sebus Badica says, what do you think about Donkey Kong's redesign? Not only does it remind me of the Super Mario Brothers movie Donkey Kong design, it kind of also reminds me of how I drew Donkey Kong. In fact, I kind of drew Donkey Kong a bit similar. So thanks for the question. Well, the person asked me to draw the character having his nightmares be eaten. No, his dreams being eaten. He didn't say nightmares, even though the job of a Q is to eat people's nightmares and poop out good dreams. But hey, for this occasion, it kind of is like a little Freddy Krueger-esque, if you know what I mean. Except for the fact that it only happens in the dream. It doesn't happen in real life. I think that's what Dreamcatcher does. If I remember correctly, in Skylanders Trap Team, Dreamcatcher has been giving the scientists nightmares so she can harness their knowledge. Okay, just getting in the finishing touches on Crash over here. Oh, I did not color that right. I don't know if there's an episode. I think there should. I don't know about you, but I think there should be a video game where it takes place and a Crash Bandicoot level that takes place in Crash's mind. I mean, there was a moment where Crash and Cortex was supposed to end up in another dimension before Twinsanity. In fact, this was even brought up by Cortex. I will present you another dimension. It should have been 2 new dimensions, but we ran out of time. And the other dimension that they were supposed to go to is the local dimension, where they have these pink elephants and monkeys driving little cars and stuff. That unfortunately got scrapped because Twinsanity got rushed. Okay, let's see. I'm double checking in case I missed out any extra. No? Okay, I'm good to go. So, anyways, since we got about 20 more minutes, or maybe 50 minutes, who else do you want? Let's see. We got 2 different Malayan Tapir requests. We got 1 mountain and 1 Baird's, and a fictional drowsy request. What about the South American one? Let's see. Also, feel free to ask any additional question while you're at it. Let's see here. Don't worry, fellas. This one is not in harm's way, but it does. Also, I forgot to mention that there is no limit to how many tapir requests you have, as long except for the time limit. You can request the same species of tapir with any type of request. Yeah. Originally, I wasn't going to include the fictional request thing. I thought I was going to scrap the fictional tapir thing because I don't know too many fictional tapirs. I only know about 3. One of them is, of course, Drowsy. The other is Terrafield, a squirrel scout from Camp Laszlo. That's pretty enjoyable. What am I saying? She didn't appear. She only appeared in the background. She wasn't developed much, but it was basically a character. It was a little green tapir. Oh, we got another one, and Okay. Okay, this one is off screen. All right. Oh wait. By the way, fellas, if you're wondering, what about my other off-screen requests? Why haven't I done them yet? I'm still working on my birthday animation thing. I know it's very late because I had a lot of delays. Because not only did I have a few illnesses, I also had a lot of parties to attend, some of them of which are my birthdays, and one of them was even a wedding. And, of course, recently a relative of mine passed away, so I had to attend her funeral. So there is that. So that's why I'm hoping my animation will be finished by the end of April. I keep forgetting how to draw hugs. Let me just rub this off a bit so I'll That's better. Also, where was I again with the, I only know a few fictional tapirs. Of course, Drowsy from Pokémon, Terrafield from Camp Laszlo, a squirrel scout, and I think another is, Roti from Indivisible. Now, maybe one day I should do an indivisible, request challenge. I think it's a bit too complicated for a live stream, but one day I should probably do a indivisible request challenge. They're made by the same people who made Skullgirls, and I think I've said this before. We were supposed to have additional indivisible content throughout 2020. But then suddenly the developers, one particular leading developer guy, he was accused for being a bit of a creep, a bit of a misogynist and stuff, and some of his employees felt very, very uncomfortable. So then the development of Indivisible stopped, and this company who made Indivisible as well as Skullgirls got closed down, and Skullgirls has got a new company to do some additional updates. And so far, even with the new management and stuff, we haven't been getting a lot of new content from Skullgirls ever since. I mean, there were some hints of some new characters that was supposed to be coming, like some of the NPCs may become playable someday, like Talisman or Tellison, this guy with a mask who has a anthropomorphic violin character named Muse, they were hinting that. But another thing that they were doing recently is censoring some of the characters. Like censoring some parts of them which may be considered inappropriate. And a lot of people were protesting about it. They were ranting about it, saying that, why were you doing this? This is censorship. This is something to be ashamed of, or something like that. I don't know what to say about it. I have no idea what to say about it. 15 minutes left, but probably maybe we can squeeze in another. Who knows? Maybe I have time for a few more minutes or something. So, just trying to remember. What did I... No, I didn't use that guy. I used this guy. But a hell of a boss is coming to Prime. I know. I've seen the trailer, and it's kind of. And I really like. I don't know about you, but I really like these little animation crossovers with characters' creations coming together. Not just a hell of a boss, but and Has-Been Hotel. I remember. I know I'm not really supposed to bring up this guy nowadays, but during the days of when Butch Hartman was what we thought was a pleasant guy, or he's a guy who liked to create things, until we realized it was a bit of an egotistical nut job. He especially with that Oaxis campaign. He once made a little animated shorts that brings in 4 of his Nickelodeon creations: Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy, and Bunsen is a Beast. And I thought it was a nice little short. I also remember he used to make one of his Bunsen is a Beast shorts features a crossover between Fairly Odd Parents. Admittedly, yeah, something like that. A bit of a garbage person, so to speak. Yeah, especially when he thought a certain neurological condition could be quote unquote cured, and I happen to have that quote unquote. I happen to have that neurological condition, and I don't think it needs to be quote unquote cured, but I do think it can be helped. You can help people who have it. You cannot cure it, but you can help people who have it. It is difficult, but it is possible. Okay, gotta go. Goodbye. Okay, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Can I refrain from any belly dancing requests, especially for characters like Haley Banks or Lucen Stater or Ann Boon Choi, or any character who's under 18 doing a belly dance? Because let's just say I had a user on the internet, a patron, let's say, who has revealed himself to be, how do I say this without violating YouTube's guidelines, going with characters who are not quite ripe yet, and he's been exposed as something like that. Going with, a creep, especially with those who are not ripe yet, so to speak. He was a big commissioner for my Patreon at one point. He used to make these, asked me to draw his OC characters with several characters, like Frankie from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, or Kitty Catswell from the Unholy. tough puppy, and he said he once messaged to me that he has been exposed as a creep, and he has decided to leave the internet for good. I decided to take his word on that, and tomorrow I'll be removing every single one of his quotes. He has left the internet. He has unsubscribed to me. He's deleted his DeviantArt account, and he's even unsubscribed to my Patreon. So I'm fulfilling his wish to get rid of I believe his wish is for people to forget he ever existed. So I'm just going to grant his wish and get rid of all his drawings by tomorrow. And this is why I'm more into characters who are 18 plus, especially Jenny Hart from Best, as she is extra thick. RFK is Junior's autism talk also disgusts me. Pokemania. I don't know yet, fellas. I probably should do Pokemania. In fact, I was actually supposed to do a redoing commentary on my. Originally, I was supposed to do 2 additional commentaries, but again, I felt a bit ill on that part, so I had to cancel them entirely. And I also tried to record. I also once tried to did a 2-hour one, but I had to scrap it because I forgot to turn on the volume, and I had to scrap it because my voice was given out at that point, so I couldn't do it. Sorry for the spelling on my deviant lines, but I had to edit my notes. Oh, okay. I didn't check it out yet, but I will. I think I have seen a Brazilian Tapir in. Oh yeah, I forgot to give it a mane. I forgot Brazilian Tapirs have manes. Another great thing apparently, even though they are endangered, I'm quite surprised that the rhino, which tapir is a close relative of, has 5 species, while tapirs have 4 species. The elephants have 3 species. The Asian one has different subspecies, like the Malayan and the Indian, or the Sri Lankan or the Borneo pygmy, and the hippo has 2 species. So even though rhinos are critically endangered, they still have more species than the hippo, elephant, and the tapir. It's not to knock on the other species, but just bringing out that little fun fact, that's all. We should protect all of them as much as possible before they all go extinct, either by deforestation or being hunted. So, yeah, we gotta save them, of course. In a sense, me doing a tapir request challenge instead of a Malayan animal request challenge is a lot better for me, because a lot of people, and when I was announcing that I was going to do a Malaysian request challenge or a Malaysian live stream, people were like, can you do something else instead? Because we don't know too much about Malaysian culture. So I thought to myself, what if I challenged them by providing challenges for them to draw? See what they can come up with based on the Malaysian example, the Malaysian things I've given, like which particular animal to choose, like a Malayan Tapir or tiger, or some foods like roti canai and satay. And I thought I made a good call to not do a request challenge, but to request for anyone to do a challenge that I provide for them. Okay, this one is a do now. Okay, Yabba from Pokemon singing in front of Mushar. Right. Oh yeah, I remember the theme song. Da 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 da. Okay, well, actually, which theme song are you talking about? Are you talking about "It's a whole new world we live in"? It's a whole new way to see. It's a whole new place with a brand new attitude, but you're still gonna catch 'em all and be the best that you can be. Either that, or you're talking about, or are you asking me to do "We all live in the Pokemon world of Pokemon. I wanna be the greatest master of them all." Or was it? Or was it? Actually, those are like the only ones I remember. There's also another one. It's a challenge to gain a new rivals. Pokemon Diamond Pearl, something like that. Or maybe it was okay. I know what you're referring to. The famous one. Gotta catch 'em all. I know it's my destiny, Pokemon Ho. You're my best friend in a world we must defend. I know exactly what you want, what you guys want, the most famous of them all. In fact, that's the one most people like the most. I can see some of the others being second or third favorite, but almost never number one. I can see almost everybody around the world preferring the original Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. I even listened to the original theme song several times. The one that had the extra lyrics of "Every challenge along the way, turn it iron face, ba-do-ba-do, all will win the fight. It's always been our dream. Pokemon, do. Pokemon. Now I don't know too much about the Pokemon Musharna, but bringing back Drowsy, that I do remember seeing the episode where Misty accidentally got hypnotized by Hypno into thinking she was I think a Pokemon. I think it was she was mimicking Seal. Oh. And I remember this other kid who was sorry, I was just thinking about this other kid who pretends to be Bulbasaur. And I think I also remember there was another episode where Ash was also hypnotized and into thinking he's Bulbasaur. And then apparently what was the cure for Hypno's effects? just slip in drowsy. 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 I think that's how I remember how he sounded like. And then they had to get them to be cured to meet. And once drowsy cures, everybody has to get to the other hypnotized humans immediately and revert them back. Yeah, in case you're wondering, that is indeed a Pokemon mic. Let me just add in the lyrics. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Oops. Nope. No. That was a bit too early. Doing your best, man. We must be fans. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon. I think there's one particular Pokemon episode. There's one particular moment where I thought was a bit confusing. It's when it transitioned to Island of Giant Pokemon with Tentacruel and Tentacruel. I had no idea that there was an episode that was banned because the CD I got was only showing the Island of Giant Pokemon, and it automatically transitioned to the one with the Tentacle and Tentacruel one. And even I heard the Tentacle and Tentacruel one got banned temporarily because it was 9/11 at the time. I don't know. Can we just double check on anything else? Okay, I think my back's a bit, I think I'm gonna stop right here. So, anyways, let me answer some questions. So, yep, these are all the Tapir requests. I got 2 Malayan ones, got a mountain, a Baird, 2 South American, and a drowsy, and a Pokemon. The Mashara. That's it. So let's see. It was banned 12. Oh, it was banned 2 times. Once for 9/11, and again due to Hurricane Katrina. Ah, I see. Have you seen Arcane? I have not yet. I probably should. I heard it's really good. It's very visually pleasing and stuff. But since it is for adults, I do have to prepare myself. Yeah, the Beach and Beauty episode, the one that for some reason decided to give James balloons. Of course, that was in the Japanese version. The American version has the edited version, but was not re-released for English-speaking audiences. It wasn't re-released on DVD or something like that. What are your thoughts about Mortal Kombat 1? Since I got the Switch version, it stinks. The Switch version, again, this is the Switch version I got, and it stinks. It keeps crashing every time I pause to calculate the moves and stuff, and I had to keep restarting the game in order to get it. And I sometimes have to wait, and the graphics are not very good. The way Melina looks, or the way the goo looks, especially when transitioning to different cutscenes in the movie. The cutscenes are rendered very well, but when you transition them in the game, it stinks. And I didn't bother getting my hands on the Chaos Realm expansion pack. Maybe I will when I get my... now that I have a PS5, maybe I'll give Mortal Kombat 1 another shot. And... hey, you know what? I might as well... you know what? You know, I think I'll go with 2 more. You know what? I'll go with 2 more. I'll just do yeah, I'll just do one with what do you want me to? Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I feel like yeah, this one looks pretty cute. I'll just do 2 more. So one thing, just trying to think, what other interesting facts about tapirs? I mean, aside from what I mentioned earlier, I mean, these, of course, today we only got the South American and the we've only got the South American and the Malayan tapirs living today, but did you know that once upon a time we used to have tapirs living in several places around the world? There once used to live a Malayan, a tapir that used to live in Vietnam and Laos, believe it or not. And there used to be even a tapir that lived in California. They used to live in the United States. There might have been some in Canada. But of course they're now extinct. And again, we only got the South American ones and the Malayan one. Hi, Chloe and Christian. Okay, I played as one of the characters from the show, such as Jinx. Wait, you actually voice act in the show, or was it a role play or something like that? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just from the League of Legends game. I remember. I keep forgetting Ark was based on a video game. Let me just I just realized Ronnie Ann's a bit so I thought about maybe I should make sure she's okay, I think I need to extend the tapir a bit. I think he's a bit too small. Oh, I got another one. Okay, it's off screen. All right. And I forgot to make sure it's, yeah, like that. So it's a Baird's Tapir, and Ronnie Ann is just kneeling down. I wonder which type of tapir they're gonna bring in the Encanto park of the parts of the Animal Kingdom when it gets made. Is it gonna be the Bairds, the Mountain, or the South American? I'm thinking it's gonna be the South American. I wonder what the goal on my chat wall is all about. What does a goal do? I don't want to do this right now because I'm worried I might accidentally tamper with the live stream right now. I probably should have. Maybe I should plan this a bit earlier. But what does the goal on the super chat do? Okay, which version? Can I ask you which version of Blackout are you talking about? Are you talking Transformers Blackout or Skylanders Blackout? If you're talking Transformers Blackout, it'll have to be the animated version or the little Minicon Armada version, because the Michael Bay version is a bit complicated. Oh, Skylanders, all right. Okay, and after I finish with Rani, I am going to finish it off with what did I call it? Yeah, just a minute. I just want to look up something for a minute. Oh yeah, I remember she had a bit of this as well. We got a bit of a WhatsApp message. I'll come look at that later. He's searching up Skylanders Blackout. Alright. Yeah, I know. The Skylanders Blackout. There you go, fellas. We have Ronnie Ann with the... Uh-oh, did I accidentally bleach the fur of the... Man, I'll get in trouble if I bleach. Okay, I think I'll just go do it one more. Who's got... I'll just do the Mountain Tapir. Just one more Mountain Tapir request. So, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be for the Mountain Tapir? Have you... Skylanders reaches their inner half demon BR? What exactly are you talking about? Inazuna 11. I mean Inazu Inuyasha. Jackie Chu. Oh, it's like Jackie Chan. I don't know. This one looks a bit weird. You know what? I think I'll just do So another thing is that a lot of people have been complaining to me of the way I designed Scrat. So here's my attempt to try drawing him again. So Okay. Yeah. So this is my attempt to try and draw Scrat again. Because, again, somebody on the internet complained about the way I drew Scrat. So I have to try and do it again. And I have to learn how to get it right. If I don't learn how to get it right, then... And let me just color him. Yeah, apparently his fur is a bit it kind of changes a bit. Yeah, it's either gray or is it let me just mix it up a little bit. I think this will do. Or no. I think I'll just do it this. I mean, the squirrel, the tail's a bit different. I mean, it's kind of the different color of the. It's kind of a different color compared to his his other fur type of fur. So it's cracking a bit of a mountain. I know I said that the mountain tapir is not to be, no tapir is meant to be in harm's way, but there's the nut. There's the nut. And it seems and then it either erupts or creates a hole in the ground. Oh, anyway, I got the wrong one. Just let me just put him some. Let me just put him and Scratch some place else so I can properly draw the volcano better, or mountain better. That's what I meant. Now I have been speaking of Scratch. I have heard. Now I am aware that there were rumors about the Scratch having a bit of the rights issue with the quote unquote owner of Scratch. Hence why Scratch was not included in the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. But they say it. And yet the Scratch's last appearance was in the Scratch Tales, which was the last thing Blue Sky made. Some have said to me that the ownership, the person who now owns Scratch thing is false, and Disney still technically owns Scratch. Okay. All right. I think this one's on draw now. Isn't Hong Crow a dark type? Let me check that. Yeah, it is a dark and flying type of Pokemon. So. Huh. Is it just me, or is this another type of Pokemon that has a witch type of hat? I think I've seen in another Pokemon that has a witch type of hat. And I think it's based on the puffy-chested Frightgate, the one that can expand its balloon-like chest. Is that what it was based? Is that what it was based on? Oh yeah, Sorry, I'm just thinking about the. I'm just singing a bit of the Blue Danube for some reason. Sometimes I like to sing a little public domain song just to. Okay, let me just finish a little bit of details on the. Okay, we got the bird. Now to include the person who hypnotizes the bird. I think it was supposed to be based on another Japanese being. I'm not sure. But since Pokemon is from Japan, it is expected that you could expect a lot of Pokemon characters may have been inspired by some Japanese folklore. Okay, I think I'm just about done. My back is kind of aching a bit. So yeah, fellas, that's all the request challenge. I'll just answer some more questions, and I should just about be fin. And I'm gonna announce what's my next live stream. So, any questions? Yeah, Tic Tac, Tick Tock, and Tilk having a speaking role for the puppet show on Halloween. I'm not sure about the speaking role, but I'll still think about that puppet moment. I mean, there's a lot you can do with puppetry on Halloween. It can be scary, it can be spooky, it can be anything. Sorry about that. Do you think the Long House will last longer than Fairly Odd Parents and Rugrats? Who knows? Maybe. I mean, right now it hasn't been renewed for another season, but right now it's still airing its 8th season, and the 9th season will premiere in next month, in a few months. They haven't talked about whether or not they're going to renew the show for season 10 yet. I mean, it has been shortened. The season 9 has been shortened. Same with season 8. They were split into two different seasons. It kind of does remind me a bit of Fairly Odd Parents, when they had season 8 only have 5 episodes. And none of them are 11-minute episodes, oddly enough. There are only 4 half-hour episodes and 1 special, double-length special. You guys ever watch Inuyasha? No, I have not. The Scrat on the tape. What do you talk? You forgot to put Scrat on the tape. Here. What happened? Oh, sorry. Let me forget. Let me just. How did I forget that part? There he is. There's the scrat on the tapir. Yep, there he is. There he is. Now we're secured. Can you someday do an Australia live stream? That's a good question. I have been to Australia before, once in 2003 when I was in Melbourne visiting a relative, Sydney, visiting Sydney, and visiting the Gold Coast, and again in 2017 when I visited Perth. But I'm sure. The only thing I can really think about for Australia is its wildlife. And, of course, Australia it's known for having some of the most deadly animals on the planet. It's like the Tasmanian devil, the Sydney funnel-web spider, and the Australian tiger snake, and several other creatures that you don't want to mess with. The saltwater crocodile, something that we Malaysians share with Australia. But I bet somebody in Australia is probably sick and tired of people seeing Australia as the home to so many deadly animals and not embrace the other rich cultures of Australia like Ayers Rock or the Pinnacles or other places in Australia. Other things that Australia is known for that more than just the dangerous wildlife. Do you think you can make an amazing race or survivor request challenge? First I need to watch the Amazing Race or Survivor. Some episodes are available on YouTube. If I want to be a bit more authentic than just take notes from Total Drama or The Redonkulous Race, then so be it. I better watch a bit more Survivor, and I better watch Survivor or The Amazing Race. Again, I did see a few other shows that are like Survivor and The Amazing Race, just not the actual Survivor or Amazing Race show. Just to talk about favorites before we run, do you also like Rugrats in 1981 other than Ren and Stimpy and Darkwing Duck? Probably. Anyways, so is there any other species-themed requests? There is a lot I am thinking about for May when it comes to animals. I'm thinking about doing maybe something bird-related, and maybe something turtle-related. I am still brainstorming on that part. So anyways, yeah, I'll probably do that, but okay, I think everybody's about to go, so I might as well announce what is my absolute next one. It's going to be coming in a few days. It's going to be the start of May. And we're not going to be focusing on a real animal, but we'll be focusing on a legendary creature. Let's just say this is a very, very beautiful creature at the sea. They say when sailors have heard its beautiful sound, they would go straight towards it. But then suddenly they would meet their ends, either because these creatures are actually demons waiting for a meal, or they get hit on a rock, and it cause a lot of shipwrecks. Some say that's where a manatee was the inspiration for that said creature. So anyways, thank you for joining me. I'll see you all in the next live stream. I hope happy World Tapir Day. Protect the tapirs in any way you can, as well as any other wildlife creature you can. I hope you enjoy this video.